Hi everybody, it's Gary Keith doing another video blog today for List It For Less, the newest and I think the best real estate company here in north central West Virginia. I'm going to do a quick thing today. I'm not going to try to talk too much. Hopefully I can keep it under 5 or 6 minutes. Quick announcement today. I have a brand new agent. She is my first agent other than Ashley, my wife. She's our first new agent. She just got her license. Just came in the mail on Monday, I think, and she's finishing up her paperwork today, and she'll be ready to start selling houses, I think, today or tomorrow. Her name is Heather Mick. She is from Harrison County. Been here a long time. Very old friend of mine. We went to high school together at Liberty High School. She's from the Sycamore Road area. If you guys want to try to figure out who she is, I won't tell you her maiden name. I don't know if she would like that. She currently lives in Fairmont. She's going to be my Fairmont expert. Part of the plan for List It For Less as I came into this was as I wanted to focus more on listings, focusing on listings, I thought that it would be easier to stretch out to a broader area. And that's been a lot of my strategy with this company, which is obvious when you look at the sales and listings that I have right now. I have stuff in Philippi, Elkins, Thornton area of Preston County, just across out of Taylor County. I got a little bit of something all over the place. I'm expanding out, which I haven't really done in the past. I've kind of been a Clarksburg and Bridgeport agent, and that's pretty much it. But now I'm realizing that there is a lot of opportunity in these smaller areas, and I really want to branch out. And also Fairmont, as an agent, I tried to kind of avoid Fairmont just because of the distance. And when you get really, really busy, obviously it gets harder to properly take care of customers when you have to take that, even a 15-20 minute drive. If you're really, really packing in customers and you got a tight schedule, that 20-minute drive can be a real pain. Now, on the other hand, with this new company, now that I'm the broker, my thinking is I love that Heather lives in Fairmont, because I'm going to start pouring on some listings in Fairmont and pouring on some advertising, and I'm going to make her into a star. I know a lot of my competition and other agents are probably watching this, and one thing I kind of wanted to talk about in my video blog today was recruiting agents. Obviously, I have openings. I want agents. I want to hire some agents. Now I have a whole bunch of new agents coming on who are in school right now and in different stages of training. Like I said, Heather's the first one to actually get started. So she's going to be getting all my attention right now. But what I really want to talk about is kind of a phenomenon that I've seen in my time in real estate. And that is brokers and owners of companies. And I'm not talking about any company in specific. I don't want to make anybody mad or anything. But over the years, just how many terrific candidates I've seen get a real estate license and get started in this business and just absolutely die on the vine for no reason. It's a difficult thing to learn. There's lots of ways to make money in real estate. There's lots of different ways you can do it. The most effective way that I've found is just pouring a ton of money into advertising. Now, when you get first started, it's hard to do that, obviously, so you have to know some other tricks. You have to beat the pavement like I did when I first started. I was, afraid of nothing, and man, if I saw for sale by owner, I'd knock on their door right then. Maybe had a couple guns pulled on me, but also got a lot of listings. Do I want to do that now? Not so much. I don't like being overly aggressive anymore. I've kind of adjusted my approach over the years as I've gotten better at this. But the point I want to make to any other agents that are watching this, If you're not succeeding where you are now, it's probably a good idea for you to maybe give somebody like me a try, because everybody in this business is busy for the most part if they're trying. I mean, there's plenty of customers out there for everybody. There doesn't need to be any world domination plan where some of us brokerages are trying to figure out how to close down other ones. There are plenty of houses for everybody. Like, we can all make a lot of money and be friends. Now we might have different approaches, different ways to do it. Like, I think my approach is a lot different than some places. The biggest comparison I have to make is to where I worked previously at Mountain State. And, they do things, obviously what they're doing is working. I think the last time I looked a couple days ago, they were over $10 million as an office right now. So they're doing spectacular. But what I'm doing is completely different. And I want to be a recruiter. I'm one of these guys that watches a lot of stuff on YouTube and reads a lot of books about how to succeed in real estate. And, I feel like, unlike a lot of brokers and owners of companies, I am a student of this game. Like, I have been maybe a little too consumed with other things in my life in the past, including my full-time job, my other job. For anyone that doesn't know, I'm a 911 dispatcher also. But I think this new role for me as a broker and owner of this company, I'm going to be 10 times more valuable to list it for less than I was to the previous company where I worked. The reason is because I'm a student of this game and I understand how to handle a lead, where to get a lead, and how to advertise. And I don't want to exaggerate my ego too much, but I am really, really good at marketing. And what I want to reach out and say to some of these agents that are at the bottom of some of these companies, if you're getting to that point where you're questioning why you're even doing this, don't just fall out of this business and not give it a chance somewhere else. Because what I'm doing, I think, is much, much different than the way pretty much every broker around here is doing it. I want to do the kind of advertising where I can give my people direct leads and teach them how to handle them. Now, maybe I'll be a little bit more of a micromanager than you've been used to. Only if you're not selling houses. Now, if you're spectacular and you're doing, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million competing with me, then I'll shut up and let you do your thing. But if you're one of these agents that, hasn't even had a closing yet this year, you're doing something wrong. And I can teach you how to do it right. If nobody at your company is paying attention to you and giving you leads and showing you how to handle them and showing you what you need to do to succeed, maybe it's time to give it a try somewhere else. Obviously, as you have figured out by now, this is a recruiting video. The whole idea of my video blog today was to recruit new agents. I have several brand new agents in different stages of training, people who are in the class, people who are getting ready to take the test. And I think I've done a pretty good job of coming together with a pretty good group of people. But I'd also like to find some veterans who want to work for me. And even if you've just been in this business a year or two, I'm telling you right now, people, if you're not making $1 million, sales volume, if you're not doing at least $1 million, even if you're doing this part-time, you are absolutely doing something wrong, because it really is not rocket science. I think it really is just programming yourself and learning the steps. The follow-up, that's what's important. Not letting good customers get away from you. It's not about who you know, I'll tell you that right now. Lots of people think, in past agents who I've seen fail, come into it and they're motivated and they're ready to go and they're ready to rock and roll, and the company they go to work for spends 2 hours with them, teaches them how to do the paperwork, and puts them in the newspaper one time to introduce them, and that's it. Then they say, good luck. I hope you do well. And it's not that they don't want them to do well. It's that they're busy and they don't have time to hold their hand. I totally am not going to be that kind of boss. My philosophy is going to always be willing to try to do everything I can to make the people under me successful. This whole real estate business builds up to the broker. So I would never understand the concept of having someone working for you, whether they were full-time or part-time or whatever, and just watching that person not only not make any money for themselves, but not make you any money, and just letting that person just basically sit back and expire. Like I said, over the time that I've been in real estate, I've seen so many people that had the absolute correct skill set, and attractive people with good personalities, that there's absolutely no reason that they didn't make it in this business. And I know of people like that right now, who I see them working for some companies that are doing nothing from them. They're doing nothing to help them. They're just sitting back and watching them. And when that person fails, I'm sure they'll feel sorry for them, and they'll say, oh, sorry it didn't work out. If you ever decide you want to come back, whatever. Too little, too late. What you will get as an agent for List It for Less is my knowledge, number one, of how to handle leads. But number two, much more importantly, leads. I'm going to give you leads. I am very good at marketing, I'm very good at advertising, and I'm going to bring in leads, and I will not only hand you that lead, but I will tell you how to handle it. Like I said, I just hate. I can think of 10 people right now, and I've contacted a few of them that I just saw come into real estate that I think could have been great, and they just never did anything. So if you're one of those people who is not in real estate anymore and is considering maybe getting back into it, give it another try. It doesn't have to be the same as it was last time, because if you have Gary in your corner, Gary's going to teach you how to do this. I'm going to talk about myself in the third person. And like I said, I'm not going to just expect you to make your own business. I'm going to help you build your own business, show you how to do it. I mean, I can lay out a roadmap for you. So if you're one of these people, it's May. Have you had a closing yet? I mean, I don't even understand why someone would stay in this job if they weren't closing properties. Because this job is like a drain. You're paying for lots of things. You're paying MLS dues and the board of realtors and continuing education and whatever advertising you're doing. You're just, pouring money into this job. And if there's no money coming back in, you're not going to do it very long. Maybe you'll hang with it for 6 months or a year, or if you have a spouse with a good job, maybe you'll hang with it 2 years. But why? Just stop wasting your time. Either quit or try something else. We have to go back to the old definition of insanity. Are you trying the same thing and expecting a different result? Maybe it is time for you to try something else. And I can absolutely tell you, 100% honesty, if I'm lying, I'm dying, baby. I am not like any other company around here. I am doing things different. Not only, the one thing that people think about with me now is cutting commission, and that is just like the surface. I mean, that is such a small part of what I'm doing. It's way more about the marketing, the advertising, and knowing how to handle people. And I think as a broker and an owner of a company, I'm going to be 10 times more valuable than I ever was as an agent. And I am absolutely going to be a coach, a trainer, and whatever else you need I can teach you how to do this job correctly. If you're sitting, last man on the bench at one of these other companies and you're wondering why you're even still doing this, give it one more chance, folks. Come work for List It for Less. Give it a try. I'm telling you right now, I can teach you how to do this. That's it. I'm going to stop talking. I'm over 15 minutes and I wanted to do like 10. So Gary's going to shut up now. Gary's signing off. List It for Less.